This series has made me realize that we need to value every day that we have because we never know when our last day is going to be. Today I'll be talking about the final moments of a number of individuals. From a woman who passed away 18 hours after her wedding to a family that died from a tragic volcano explosion. Let's talk about these and more only on today's Top 10 list. Starting off this countdown, we have the wedding. This story broke my heart. So this is a photo taken of Heather Mosher on her wedding day. She was battling a very deadly case of breast cancer. Sadly, she passed away 18 hours after getting married. So on December 23rd, 2016, Heather was diagnosed with breast cancer. That night, her partner David proposed to her. He said he wouldn't let her go through this alone. 5 days later, they learned her diagnosis was a triple negative. In September of 2017, the cancer had spread, so the two quickly made wedding arrangements. On December 22nd of 2017, the two were married, and just look at how happy Heather is. Again, 18 hours later, she lost her battle with cancer. Moving on at number 9, we have the Falls. Just recently, a man named Roy George was out at Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe. He was there with a friend. He was at the top of the cliff posing for photos when he accidentally slipped and fell over the cliff and into the falls. This was the last photo taken of him, moments before he fell. Apparently, he was taking photos in the spot known as the Danger Zone. He got too close to the edge and fell. Tourists heard his friend's screams and rushed to the scene, but by the time park officials got there, Roy was long gone. In our 8th spot, we have the brain aneurysm. This photo was taken on a woman's wedding. It shows all her friends heading to the venue. This is the last photo taken of the man on the left, the bride's best friend. Sometime during their wedding reception, the man had gotten into an Uber and gone home. He didn't say to anyone that he was feeling off or anything, but he suffered from a brain aneurysm, and a couple hours later he was declared brain dead. The poor bride, on one of her happiest days, lost her best friend. She found out after the reception was over. She said that she spent her honeymoon mourning over his death. That is so scary and tragic. Moving on, number 7, we have the vacation. This photo was taken by Dave Halley. It was of his wife and daughter aboard the plane headed off to their dream vacation. Sadly, they would never make it. 3 hours after that photo was taken, a missile shot down the plane as it flew over eastern Ukraine. There were no survivors. This just breaks my heart. They woke up early, all excited for their vacation. Little did they know the horrors that were going to unfold. In our 6th spot, we have the Rhode Island Station nightclub fire. On the evening of February 20th, 2003, a fire broke out at a nightclub. More than 100 people were engulfed in the flames, including one of the guitarists playing that night. 230 people were injured. This photo was taken before the fire broke out. The fire was caused by one of the pyrotechnics, and you can see it in the background of this photo, along with some of the people that passed away that night. Now, this fire spread very fast. Within seconds, the room was filled with smoke and people were panicking, trying to get out. However, this resulted in a human pileup at the exit, and that's why so many people lost their lives that night. Such a tragic accident. We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with the fatal photo. On July 2nd, 2013, combat photographer Hilda Clayton died while taking photos during a National Army fire training exercise. Unfortunately, a mortar tube accidentally exploded, killing Hilda and 4 National Army soldiers. Hilda managed to capture the blast that killed her. This photo hits deep. No one knew what was gonna happen. She literally captured the thing that killed her and the soldiers. It's so scary. Moving on to number 4, we have the last dive. This mother shared the last photo that she took of her son on Reddit. He was swimming in their pool when she captured this photo of him. 5 minutes after that photo was taken, he died due to shallow water blackout. Now, I think this topic needs to be talked about more because I'm a strong swimmer and I've never heard of this until now. Basically, shallow water blackout causes you to faint underwater. It can happen if you hyperventilate before diving or swimming, or if you hold your breath for too long underwater. And it can happen to anyone, even advanced swimmers. Sadly, it happened to this poor kid. Moving on, at number 3, we have the dangerous selfie. Too many people in this series have lost their lives by trying to take selfies, including this next man. So back in 2016, a businessman named Jia Lijun went to a wildlife park alone, and he was super excited to be there. But while taking photos with a walrus, it ended up grabbing him and dragging him into the water. As a result, he drowned. So apparently, moments before this happened, Gia sent a bunch of selfies that he took with the walrus to his friends. Then, out of nowhere, while he had his back to the animal, it grabbed him and playfully dragged him into the water. So it wasn't like the walrus meant to kill him. A zookeeper rushed in to save Gia, but was sadly also grabbed and dragged underwater. They both died. In our second spot, we have SeaWorld. So the first time I heard about this case was through the Netflix documentary called Blackfish. Seriously, a super good documentary I highly recommend, but also pretty scarring. So on February 24th, 2010, an orca named Tilikum, Tilly for short, grabbed its SeaWorld trainer, Dawn Brancho, by her ponytail and dragged her into the pool. She tried to escape his grip, but when she did, Tilly slammed into her and then grabbed her and shook her violently underwater by her arm. When medics did get to her, part of her arm was already off and in Tilly's mouth. She sadly passed away. Now, before this happened, Dawn had a full show with Tilly. After the show, she fed him and poured some water on his face. She then sat close to him, talking to him and stroking him. They called this relationship session. A family videotaping managed to get Dawn's last few moments on film. And in our number one spot, we have the volcano eruption. On December 9th, 2019, Stephanie Browitt and her sister Crystal and her dad Paul were on White Island when the volcano erupted. This photo was taken 6 minutes before the eruption. The three of them were on a tour, and it wasn't until they arrived on the island that they found out that the volcano alert level was at 2, which is the highest level it could be before an eruption. But they were on tour with their sea crews, so it wasn't like they could have just left the island. Well, as they were walking back to the boat, they saw ash coming out of the volcano. That's when their guide told them to run. Unfortunately, Crystal and Paul and 21 others died as a result of the eruption. Stephanie survived, but about 70% of her body were covered with third-degree burns. She also lost parts of her fingers. Alright guys, I know that was a pretty heavy and hard-hitting video, so let's move right along to our comment shout-out portion. Let's brighten the mood here. I'll be shouting out comments from the video, top 10 scary organizations that used to be good. Ayan Hassan commented, when you come to the stream just to talk to Lindsay in the live chat. That's right, every Friday on the premiere, I'm there, so if you wanna talk to me, then join the premiere. Christopher Cooper commented, am I the only one who heard her stutter? Nobody's perfect. As Hannah Montana once said, nobody's perfect, okay? Try reading a super long script for 15 minutes straight. Of course I'm gonna stutter. Jeez. Shane the Shane commented, Lindsay, remember I had a theory about you. Eamon and Che being SCPs forced to film from the Foundation for YouTube. Yeah, well, I still believe it. Well, what about me? You just said I have a theory about you, but then you said Eamon and Che are the ones forced to film and are SCPs. So what am I? Am I making them film? Am I orchestrating this all? I don't know, let me know, because a lot of you say that I'm Siren Head, so... Alright guys, that's all the comments I'm shouting out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see ya.